Which
Next to
first
Liam. Yeah. He's got come down. Go.
he's got something.
Huh. Interesting. Liam could use that. No one's a tripping over. Oh. Okay, they're not as tough as I thought.
Yeah,
But they're still.
but they look like
Somebody's sitting down.
no, all yours. They definitely look like
Yeah, like
more
there's some kind of
spandexy.
elasticized cuffed in there.
And they've also small sound, you're just the most annoying sound. You're just trying to sit and all you hear is just
In fairness, as
Well, you're
much
a
basketball around,
player, so
I'm,
you tune it out.
I'm completely immune to it. Where it's really bad is upstairs there's that little corridor hallway along the field house going from gym 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
And in there, they treat it like,
There's no carpet, I'm assuming.
oh gosh,
Oh,
no.
so, yeah, amplifies
But
it.
they're in there bouncing it off the walls. There's kids like playing basically basketball, and there's probably, if you go up there at any given time, there's probably 15 to 30 kids doing it. And
I used to have to go through it when Liam went for the after-school care. We could pick up there or in our gym, court 4. So I'd have to kind of maneuver my way through there too. And sports camp too. They would always pick up there.
And so, yeah, and there's signs everywhere, no bouncing, and it doesn't stop anybody. But to the point of, as much basketball as I coach, I'm immune to it. Where it drives me nuts is when I'm instructing a drill or we're starting and giving, and then all of a sudden, you got 4 players, and I'm like, guys, hold the ball while I'm talking, because you can't hear over it.
When is basketball season over?
So my Catholic school kids just had their tournament this week.
Okay.
So they're officially, unofficially done. I can schedule some non-conference games if I wanted to with like Harvest and Westminster and some of the Lutheran schools. But I think some of the kids are ready to move on because the next season for the boys is volleyball, and some of them have turned in their jerseys, and I'm like, well, I don't know that I have a team now at this point, so I'm
You're
like,
done whether you want to be or not.
I'm like, okay, so you guys
Take a little break between.
you guys are done, and I don't feel bad for him because this is halfway through, so this goes through the middle of March, but they break this season into 2 sessions, so a fall and a winter instead of one long season.
I was just signing him up for spring soccer, and I'm like, crazy.
Yeah, so against his wishes, he's going to be playing volleyball.
Oh, he doesn't want to play?
He's never played,
Okay.
and so he doesn't want to.
I love it.
That's what I told him. So I agreed to coach.
Volleyball.
I used to coach it
Yeah.
for my sister, and so
Do you have any off season or off time? Is there a sport that you don't coach where you're just like, oh, I have a couple weeks or 2 months off?
there's a little gap in August,
Yeah,
September.
if you want to take a vacation, is there a window you can go?
Well, in fairness, the good news is we're not vacationers. We're
Okay.
weekenders, and so it still typically works out for us, but there's really not. No. And then in addition to that, I do other stuff volunteering. I'm on several ministries at the church. I also am the head of grounds for the church.
Oh, okay. No, you're busy.
So yeah, I'm one of those people. If I'm not doing something, I freak out. So,
That's how my dad is.
and then after that, the track season starts, and that I've always coached.
Does he do track too?
He's going
He
to.
likes track though, doesn't he? He did last year, didn't he?
He's gone with me every year coaching.
Oh, okay.
He's never been old enough to participate, so this will be the first year he can participate.
Okay.
It's like an event that he's going to try out?
He The way the rules work at, because technically it's junior high track, you have to run one event. You can pick any one of them, and then you can do as many field events you want.
Okay.
He likes long jump and he likes short distance sprints. So,
I think that's the way it was in the high school too, because my daughter did shot put and discus, but she had to run
yeah,
one of the
at least
relays.
one of them.
Yeah. Which they always put her at the relay that was at the very end of the whole, 6-hour day. So
Well, a
shot
lot
put
of-
and discus is at the beginning, and then I have to
So
wait
she
till
has to stay the whole time.
And a lot of times they do that on purpose with the field event athletes because the field event, you can go at any time. They're not, it's not like, to your point, it's not at the beginning, it's not at the end. You can, if you're a short distance runner, you can get your run in at the beginning because those are typically the opening, and then you can wait in line for your field events throughout the remainder of the event. So I coach the field events, and so I just run from station to station, and I tell our kids, like, start at high jump, then I'll meet you at, like, discus, then I'll meet you at shot put, then I'll meet you at long jump.
Kara does high jump track team at her school. At the end of
Yeah,
first group.
that makes sense. Good morning, Rip.
Do you know what hotel they're staying at for that seminar? Their workshop?
I don't think there is a designated one because not everybody is staying.
Okay.
I know Master Raylan's going up the night before because he's got business stuff with the schools, but I think most people are doing it as a day trip.
I ain't driving 6 hours away. That's just a lot. It feels like an hour and a half. That's like anything over 2 hours. It's like an overnight trip.
But I'm sure he could find out from the instructors there, like what's a close hotel that's decent and in a decent area.
Today and stuff. See. I saw one was like $85 a night.
Or even what hotel he's staying at, because he always stays at very reasonably priced.
I just don't decide if I'm gonna go Friday or stay Saturday.
Yeah, I know he's staying Friday. I don't know if he's coming back Saturday or staying Saturday.
Fridays, like, you'll get there, but I don't have to wake up at 6 a.m. to drive 3 hours. But then Saturday, I think, whatever I gotta do for 6 hours.
That's what I always do for the
Dara's parents
basketball.
here? Dara's mom or dad? No?
That's what I always do for the basketball tournaments because they start so early and it's like a 3.5-hour
But then you
drive.
do 2 days, right?
Yeah, because then by the time it's done, it's like 5 o'clock. It's in no man's land,
Yeah.
Wisconsin, and I hate driving up there at night. My night vision is
This,
crap
now
to
it gets
begin
done
with.
at 4, so it's not too terrible, but it's just like, I should do. 'Cause I'm not-
It's funny to hear the different break evens because my break evens usually about 7.
7 hours for a day
One
trip?
way?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I would die.
Yeah, I've done several trips where I drove to the Twin Cities and back same day.
Nope. I don't know, 7 hours is almost my break point of driving and I'm
really?
flying.
Yeah, I love windshield.
But to be fair, I also get motion sickness and I have restless leg syndrome. So,
I love windshield time.
sitting in a car.
There's some people that just love to
Yeah,
drive.
it's
Yeah.
it's
Should've
my
been a truck driver.
it's my zen. Just, but I'm a homebody. But if I'm going somewhere, so like a lot of our Dells trips are day trips. So we go up there. Just like,
Really?
we'll go to Noah's Ark for the day and then drive home.
Come
at
back.
night.
Wow.
I mean, for us, that's nothing. It's 2 hours. I mean, you can sit in traffic going to Chicago for 2 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we do it all the time to go to Milwaukee because one of our favorite, dumb as it sounds, there's a place up there called Real Chili, and it's one of our favorite restaurants in the world. and we just go up there because we got a hankering for.
Oh yeah, Milwaukee. I did. Like I used to
So-
take the kids to the Milwaukee Zoo all the time because that was so much. Yeah, because it was so much
Yeah.
easier to go to that zoo than
But
go downtown.
you guys probably go. I go the Lake Geneva way because I like the scenery of it. So I go up and then catch 43.
Yeah. Well,
and
that's
then-
because I'm in like in the hills. So.
Yeah, she probably does the 294, which is technically faster, and even for us, it'd be faster to go 92
Yeah, 90 to
before.
294.
But I prefer the Lake Geneva route because it's just
Well, sometimes it tells me to take 90 all the way down, and then
yeah,
To 294.
yeah, and that's what it does for us too. But I like the scenery of the Lake Geneva trip.
Except for in the middle of the summer when you have to go through downtown Lake Geneva, then it's like going through downtown Chicago.
Well, you can bypass that because so if you don't hit Lakeshore,
Okay.
the street before that, if you take a right, it takes you down to like if you were going to Grand Geneva.
Oh, okay, so like when I
you
go to
can
Alpine.
yeah, you can completely bypass and then you can pick up 43 right there.
Oh, okay.
So you just completely
Yeah,
skip
because
it.
that's how my.
Yeah,
I'm
if
like,
it was
oh
like
my God,
if it was
this
like
is horrible.
July at noon, no way.
Exactly.
Because you get down by that boat ramp by
Yeah, and that whole yeah.
and
Yep.
you see all the fibs trying to back their boat
Uh-huh.
into the ramp, and you're like, nope. Like, so I just skip it because again, for me, the scenery isn't necessarily Geneva Lake. It's that section, the woods,
Yeah.
the sandstone. It was like the last time we went to the Twin Cities as a family. I came home and I told her, I said, I'm not doing the highway. I want to go home on the Great River Road. And she's like, the what? I'm like, yeah, that's used to be what it was. You just follow the Mississippi all the way down and then you cut back over. And it's a beautiful drive. It adds like an hour and a half. But I'm like, it is such a cool drive. And then you go through towns like Red Wing, where Red Wing Shoe was. You go through, you see Lake Winona, where water skiing was invented. So we get out there and we checked it out. And so I'm one of those, like, the journey is the trip, so to speak. Like, the destination is like, I could take it or leave it.
Now my daughter's like me, and when she was in Australia, the pharmacist, they call them preceptors, that was in charge of them. But so they were in a remote area working one day, and it was only like an hour and a half away. But on the way back, the preceptors took them driving along the coast of Australia. So it turned into like a 6-hour drive back. And she was dying. She's like, Mom, I can't be in the car anymore. I'm going to throw up.
Hey, Connor. How's it going?
Wow.
We were working on this pattern for hours last night because he told him he would re-look at him today.
Oh.
Because he's told him at the end of the last session and the end of the last mini session, he said, if you're ready, I'll give you your test. And both times he's like, you're still, because he keeps spacing like halfway in the middle. And in fairness, he disclosed to me, I'm like, what's the deal? Like half the time you got it, half the time you don't. And he's like, well, when X teaches me, they emphasize like you need to work on your intermediates, and then when the next person teaches me, they're like you need to emphasize. So nobody's consistently giving him the same. So each time, so he freezes, thinking like, okay, so and so told me this, but so and so told me that. He's like, I'm trying to put it all together. I'm like, you know what? Just do it your way. So you do it consistent all the way through. Let Master Phelan figure it out. And so we talked to him at the end. And he's like, what am I doing? He's like, I just need to see it all together one time. So today, supposedly, he's getting. So he's like, that's why he keeps looking out at me. I'm like, good to go.
I change ink all the time to stay out of his head. He'll literally look like deer headlights.
I can't tell you that though, from like playing as much sports as I did. Like when you get different messages from different coaches, you get like it sort of fries you because you're like, okay, what am I supposed to do? So I used to get that a lot, especially in football, because you'd have a head coach and offensive coordinator, and one would be like, hey, when you run this route, this is what I want to see, and the next one would be like, make sure you're coming off the defender on the route like this, and so you're like, well, who do I take the lead from on the?
And when Kid went to nationals last year, he was practicing, and somebody came up and they're like, "Oh no, your hand is supposed to be like that." He's like, "I'm like, why would you do that right before he's supposed to compete? Like now he's gonna be like all messed up."
Thinking about it, yeah. Jake just keeps looking around at everybody else, like he knows it. And he just keeps
He's
looking
unsure though, so he's
everybody else.
Yeah, and you finally see he's not for the first time ever, and I think that's because we went through it so many times yesterday. It was not fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like each time, it was a fight to get one more time out.
Close his eyes when he knows it.
We do that a lot. We also had. We picked out one that we thought looked closest to how it's instructed here from YouTube and had it on the TV, and we're going step by step.
Lou Cottage TKD has the patterns the way that
Okay.
the site.
I couldn't find it, and again, we're YouTube junkies as YouTubers.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if
I
it
don't
ain't on
know if the-
YouTube, it
I don't
don't
know if the
exist.
YouTube. I know the site is Blue Cottage. Blue Cottage. I think it's Blue Cottage TKD. I haven't looked
I
at it
should
in
talk to him about
so
getting
many
it
years.
updated and getting my YouTube site so that way it could be.
Well, his daughter and son-in-law are now starting to do like the website and stuff. So
Okay.
hopefully that
Because
gets
that
more.
website, there's like 3 options. And then he brings you to like these pictures from like 1995.
Yeah. He's not definitely.
No,
not
I had to send him
knowledge.
an email one time, and his email was even like at Netscape. And
Yep.
I'm like, what?
I'm on Hotmail, so I don't. It's my MySpace email address. I haven't changed it.
Yes.
We're thinking about going to Tennessee in like the summertime to Gettysburg, and now we're gonna drive for that. Driving is a whole other thing.
I don't know. I used to love car trips when I was a kid. I'd sit in
I
the back
bet.
of the station wagon.
You know, we had no phones, no iPads, nothing.
Nope.
Just had to sit there.
Yep.
I used to read in the car, which probably did not help my motion sickness, but we lived in the city for a short period of time, and my mom's best friend lived in Carpentersville, because that's where my mom grew up, which in the 50s, when, you know, it was still a very nice little town. But just driving from Chicago to Carpentersville,
But you take
and I
like
would.
Dramamine or something, like the non-drowsy
I do
one,
now,
and then
yeah,
just-
I do now, but back when, I don't even know if it existed when I
Back
was a
then.
kid. They were like, just deal, bring a bag, bring some paper towels.
I hate this though about this. It's the worst.
But I couldn't even make it 45 minutes as a
Oh,
kid.
no. Is it like anywhere you sit, or is it specific places in the car? Because I know some people get in the back.
It's anywhere I sit. Driving, I don't seem to get sick if I'm driving.
Okay.
But even if I'm in the
I
front
think you're
seat.
distracted. Maybe as you're
Yeah.
driving, you're thinking about something else.
Yeah, but even the front seat, that's what they would try
When
to.
when I'm sitting and I'm looking at my phone, like and somebody else is driving, that's when I like.
Yeah, but
So,
it's
like-
not, because the non-drowsy Dramamine, I mean, that was originally when the Dramamine first came out, it was just a
Oh,
drowsy.
you're regular.
So that, which was kind of nice when I was younger, because then I'd sleep through the whole thing
Oh,
and
yeah.
boom, we're there.
I went to deep sea fishing in Mexico. Okay, we chartered a boat, and then I was getting sick, so they're both in Germany. I slept the whole entire trip. I didn't even remember anything of it. I was like, oh my god, it's the worst. I couldn't
went-
keep my eyes open.
We went on a, just a weekend cruise last year with friends, and I had never been on a cruise before. I'm like, well, I don't do well in long car rides, so I don't know how I'm
Yeah.
going to do on a boat. So I did bring the non-drowsy Dramamine because I didn't want to sleep through the whole cruise. But
Cruises
there was
are
only
not as
one
bad,
night
yeah.
that was,
Yeah, you have a kid
it was
rough
like,
seas.
yeah, like laying in bed, I was like,
You can
oh my
feel
God.
it, yeah. Mine too, and they haven't been too bad. Once in a while, you can kind of like get a.
Yeah, it was really rough the last night, and it was because it was only like Friday to Friday to Monday, Friday to Sunday, something like that.
Those
But
are
the
short,
last
yeah.
night was. That's what I said. I said I want to do a weekend one because if I don't like being on that boat and I feel sick,
Yeah,
but
just
I don't want to be
try it out,
stuck
yeah.
on there.
But it's nice the longer ones you can like get off and then explore and then come back on. So
Yeah, we did have.
Yeah.
We had one port.
One day together.
It was so we had one port, one sea day because it was just at Nassau, Bahamas, since it was such a
oh
short.
yeah. Oh, this is nice. I want to go to the Bimini Island. I guess it's like a 2.5-hour ferry ride from Miami.
There are some cruises that have that support.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I've seen that looking at the different
See,
cruises.
when I went to Miami, they take like a 2.5-hour ferry over there, and it's supposed to be really nice. I have to get a passport because now you get that real ID by travel within states by men.
Unless you use your passport.
I have to go get one.
Okay, yeah.
I have to.
That's because my license expires in November, which I know I can go sooner. I just don't want it. I know it's going to be a mad rush for people going to the DMV to get it, so I'm just going to wait till closer to my license. I'm like, I'll just travel with my passport until then.
I told my mom hers expires in March. I said, well, just get the real ID. You're gotta pay the $30 regardless.
Right.
I said, just get it done.
Yeah, that's what I feel like.
And then she has to vision, but now you have to like schedule appointments to go. You can't just walk in and she's gonna be 66. She doesn't know how to work that in right now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, Mom, they open at 6:30. They have like 5 spots available for that day. So if you don't get in, you gotta do it again. My friend works for the DMV, so I'm gonna see if she can get her.
I thought they had different things for over a
Seniors?
certain age, yeah.
Maybe she can go in there. I don't know. I don't know.
And that might have just been during COVID, so maybe that one, I'm not sure. But I thought I saw at some point in time there was something different for senior citizens, yeah.
It's just so funny, like I think, like talking to my parents like as senior citizens, you know, because you never.
Right.
It's like when they hit. To me, my mom's like, you know, still in her like late 50s, early 60s, and now she's like getting discounts and like all this stuff.
My husband's been getting AARP stuff since he was like 30 in the mail because he's a third, so they just go by the
Yeah.
juniors and the name. I'm always like, oh, your hearing aid stuff is here again. Oh.
Yeah, my boyfriend's turning 46 and he's like, I'm almost 50. I'm like, yeah. Sure are. One year closer to your free coffee. My mom wants to get the insulin pump. How much do you think they cost without insurance?
Like the Dexcom thing?
Like a pump, you know, that.
Just the
keeps
pump or
insulin
the
pump,
end?
Just the pump, and yeah.
The
like
pump,
the
I think
system.
it's like $3,000-4,000.
Oh no, it's $12,000 if you don't have insurance.
Wow.
And then it's so hers insurance covered a big chunk of it. They said so her share for the pump alone is $800, and then every 3 months it's $300 for the insulin and that's like the sensors. And all
Yeah, because I know
that.
that's they. A year, 2 years ago, Illinois put a cap on insulin that it can't cost more than $100 a month.
Yeah, because there was a time when she was paying 300 something. Like she was doing the pens, like the quick pens, and I was like, who can afford that? Nobody.
I know.
Especially with multiple people in the family that need it. Like, that's insane.
When my daughter worked at the pharmacy in Iowa, they don't have a cap on like insulin and stuff, and she would have people, elderly people coming in, spacing it out to.
Just to make it like ration it.
Yep. And she had one. Called me in tears after work one day because this elderly man came to pick up his prescription, and he said it would be cheaper for me to just be dead than to have to take that. And she called me in tears. She's like, "This isn't right. Well, you don't control the prices. You just work there."
watching it now.
Are any of the other teachers going to that workshop?
I believe Mr. Crisp is going. Mr. Bonkin wasn't sure, because I just asked him the other day, after class Thursday.
So I know some of them have to stay behind and teach the class.
Yeah, well, so usually Mr. Gaylord will stay back and teach. Mr. Hadesman is 50-50. Sometimes he goes, sometimes he stays. Vince will be here to teach if he doesn't go, because he's a police officer, so it depends on his work schedule.
Where's the cop out?
Hanover Park.
Oh, okay. Neat. Oh, yeah.
And then Mr. Lentz is an Elgin police officer. He's not here right now, but he's usually here in the evening. Sometimes he's here on the Saturday mornings, but he's a really tall guy.
Oh, okay. Glasses?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's an
Some
Elgin
glasses,
police.
like chain out sometimes, like.
Don't know, never paid attention
Yes.
to that.
Yes.
He looks Polish. Yeah, I haven't seen him for a while.
He was here last Saturday.
Oh, I wasn't here. I forgot to set my alarm.
His too depends on his work schedule since he's
Yeah.
Elgin police.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, his dad was a detective. So I think now he's like mostly Monday through Friday, but before it was like on 4 and off 2, like on 4 and off 2. And it rotated, so you never had safety up.
Go. Wesley, now.
And Alex usually stays back to do classes too, the bald one right there.
Sign him up for dance when he gets better balance. Now he wants to wrestle too.
Oh,
I don't even know where to sign him up for that.
through the school or through like a club?
I don't know. There's like a feeder club that goes with where he would go to high school, but I don't know anything about wrestling. I know his dad wrestled, but
Our middle school had a wrestling team, but
I have to see if the junior high has. Yeah, middle school has it. I don't know if they do or not.
in middle school they told Liam that if he wrestled that he'd probably just win by default on most of them because there's not a whole lot of kids his size.
Sign up. Yeah. I've seen when I pick them up for band practice, I see girls in like wrestling
Yeah.
uniforms
Yeah,
coming
they-
out of. I think they might have been practicing or.
Yeah, they wrestle on the same team as the guys. They don't have a
They don't
separate
have a
team.
separate team. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, she was literally in her.
Singlet, yeah. Singlet. I will tell you, wrestling shoes are very comfortable. My brother wrestled in high school, and I was like, "Oh, these shoes are high." So I used to have a couple pairs too because they're really comfortable.
I don't know. It's like weird. I don't know.
It is weird. It is weird. I agree. It's to watch. And,
I think he'll be good, but I don't know.
That was not my thing.
you would?
That was not my thing.
So the one thing you don't coach?
Didn't coach, didn't participate, zero interest. The only thing I remember distinctly about wrestling is they practice at the same time as the basketball team, and we'd always try to get done with conditioning before wrestling got done, because the locker rooms were shared, and if they got done first, they got the showers first. And there's a distinctly different aroma from wrestlers than there are from basketball players. And we wanted to hit the showers before they got
I'll
out.
tell you what, he will not do a public shower. He'll go home smelling and he'll take a shower.
I can tell you, and at least for football, basketball is optional, but for football you are required.
Really?
They
Even after
wouldn't.
practice? Like,
Yeah, they wouldn't let you go. And same with wrestling because of the ringworm and stuff like that. They mandated it, and so
he'll bring his swim trunks.
I don't know if they do that at Huntley High School.
I don't. Times have changed now at this point.
Because I know
obviously.
when Liam was doing the football manager, like I'd pick him up after practice, and all the kids were leaving right off the field.
Yeah, but yeah, it was
Maybe they
required.
can't tell them now.
Right.
You know, 'cause
Yes, probably. Yeah.
And there was
shower.
yeah, there was never any coaches or anything in there. They just knew who went to the showers and who didn't, because they'd stand up. The way the locker room was at Elton Heights under the stadium, and so the showers are at the far ends, and then the lockers are next, and then there's a common area, and they'd be out in the common area. And
Some of the coaches might be in the locker room when like
oh, they can be. Oh yeah,
So,
they could be. Anyways.
I think it has to be more than one though, I think. Maybe
Yeah,
there was something
yeah.
that can't just
I mean,
be one. Yeah.
the football staff is. I mean, you're talking all levels.
Yeah.
There's probably 12 coaches between freshman, sophomore, and varsity. So
So my honest coach, we couldn't if somebody had to go to the bathroom, you had to take them there, and it was smaller kids. You couldn't go inside the bathroom, you had to stand outside the bathroom, you couldn't go in.
Right.
we're still trying to figure out what the teacher was doing, but a boy down the street from us, he's a year older than Liam, got suspended from school, which he was totally in the wrong. He should not have done this, but he had first period gym class. There was a teacher taking a shower in the locker room, walking naked across the locker room as the PE class was coming in. So somebody took a picture, and then his friend sent it to someone else, and got so he got suspended for a week or whatever for sending the picture. But we're still. I'm like, why was there a teacher walking naked across the locker room though?
Weird. Why are you showering in school?
And I mean, Huntley High School has a very nice gym, so it is possible that he was working out before class, but you should kind of, have your towel and stuff.
After hours in school.
I was like, well, maybe he was working out, lost track of time, but why do you not have your towel by the shower with you? That you are.
He goes, Mom, I don't want to spar today. I was like, well.
I don't know if they're going to have time this morning. Well, yeah, they will. It's only 9:55.
I was just gonna ask what time it was.
Kira is here.
Who cares? I just grabbed a little water. It's not like there's no Kleenex around. Usually have like a lot.
9:58.
his birthday?
Hi.
Where's my student? I don't know. He needs coffee.
I'm scared.
In the handicap, I'm upstairs. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take this.
Hello.
How's it going? Pretty good. How are you?
Oh, hanging in there.
That's good.
Another day.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna wrap up on my mom. I'll take this too. Have fun.
Is this store on Lawson?
No,
Yeah, it wasn't when I got here this morning either.
irritated me. I had to walk. I don't know if you saw.
I think they
Oh, I didn't.
they keep them locked.
I
on the
know. I thought,
weekends.
oh, it's a Saturday morning.
Well, sometimes it's open because they have someone sitting there
Yeah.
at that table.
Oh, they probably need everybody over there since there's something going on. I don't know.
Which makes no sense because literally every time I come in here, the guy sitting there playing on his phone doesn't even look up. Like I purposely watch the whole time I'm walking by to see if he even looks up to see who it is, and this doesn't even look up. I'm like,
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
And then when it's packed here, and you got to park way down there.
All right, thank you, everyone.
I find that it's nice.
We're gonna take off
It's
here.
cold out.
We'll be
I
back
know,
later.
This way.